In today's video, we explore 24 Accenture interview questions you will be asked during your interview. Each answer can be customized to highlight your unique qualifications and experiences. Before your interview, it's important to research the company and review the job description so you can incorporate key skills relevant to the job role in your answers. Great. Let's first start with some common behavioral and HR-style interview questions. Question number 1. Can you tell me about yourself? Frame your response in 3 parts: a concise professional summary, a highlight of key recent accomplishments or skills relevant to the role, and a brief explanation of why you're excited about this opportunity. Aim for about 1 to 2 minutes, focused, structured, and engaging. I'm a software engineer with a bachelor's in computer science and 3 years of experience building scalable full-stack applications. At my current company, I led the redesign of a data dashboard using React and Node.js, which improved performance and cut load times by 40%. I enjoy taking a user-first approach to development while staying efficient and adaptable in fast-paced environments. I've also worked closely with cross-functional teams, which taught me how to align technical work with business goals. That balance is what drew me to Accenture. Your focus on using technology to solve real-world client problems at a global scale really stood out to me. I'm eager to apply my development experience and collaborative mindset to projects that have a bigger impact. I'm especially excited by Accenture's innovation in cloud and AI, and I believe my technical background and problem-solving skills can help deliver strong results from day one. Question number 2. Why do you want to work at Accenture? Show that you've researched the company, its values, projects, or culture. Tie that to your own goals, interests, or career path. Mention specific things that excite you about working there. The goal is to show alignment and genuine interest. I want to work at Accenture because I'm impressed by your ability to combine innovation with real-world impact. Your work in AI, cloud, and sustainability, especially your focus on responsible tech, shows a deep commitment to long-term solutions, not just fast results. What stands out most to me is Accenture's culture of collaboration and continuous learning. I'm looking for a place where I can grow my technical skills while also contributing to projects that matter, and Accenture's global reach and client diversity offer exactly that. In my current role, I developed a smart dashboard that improved client retention by using predictive analytics, an experience that taught me how powerful data-driven decisions can be. I want to bring that mindset to bigger, more complex challenges. Accenture feels like the right place to grow into a stronger developer and future leader, working alongside experts who are solving meaningful problems every day. Question number 3. Where do you see yourself in 5 to 10 years? Speak about your growth goals, technically and professionally. Show that you have ambition, but are also realistic and open to learning. Connect your future goals to Accenture's career development paths. Focus on impact, leadership, and continuous learning. In 5 to 10 years, I see myself in a leadership role at Accenture, leading teams, owning delivery for high-impact projects, and helping clients solve strategic challenges with technology. I want to grow into someone who not only builds strong solutions, but also builds strong people. To reach that point, I plan to continue expanding my cloud and data expertise while developing stronger project management and communication skills. I've already started working toward an AWS certification and regularly take part in internal knowledge-sharing sessions to sharpen my technical edge. What excites me about Accenture is the clear path for advancement and the focus on learning at every level. I'm confident that with the right mentorship and project exposure, I can grow into a leader who adds real value, not just to clients, but to the teams I work with as well. Question number 4. Describe a time you missed a deadline. How did you handle it? Aim to show accountability, learning, and proactive improvement. Summarize the situation briefly, explain what caused the delay, and describe actions you took to fix it. Then share a lesson learned and how you've avoided the same issue since. During a client project last year, I underestimated the effort needed for integrating an external API and missed a key delivery milestone. Upon realizing the delay, I immediately informed my project lead and the client, outlining the impact and requesting an additional 2 days. I worked evenings, setting up daily check-ins and prioritizing tasks to get us back on track. We delivered by the revised deadline with full functionality, and the client appreciated the transparency and dedication. From this experience, I learned to build more buffer time into estimates and to proactively flag potential roadblocks, especially when relying on third-party systems. Since then, I've adopted time tracking tools and a weekly risk review with stakeholders. These habits have helped me consistently meet deadlines and avoid surprises. I'm grateful for the lesson as it strengthened both my time management and communication skills, ensuring I remain reliable under pressure, qualities I know align well with Accenture's client-first approach. Question number 5. Tell me about a challenging situation you faced and how you overcame it. Use the STAR method: situation, task, action, result. Pick a scenario where you had tangible stakes, highlight problem solving, teamwork, and resilience, and conclude with continuous learning. On one major project, our team discovered late-stage performance bottlenecks in the reporting system just before client demo. I took the lead in triaging the issue. First, I profiled the database and queries, then refactored the slowest endpoints and coordinated with DevOps to optimize indexing and caching. Next, I organized a quick pair programming session with back-end and front-end developers to implement lazy loading and pagination on reports. We tested changes overnight, and by demo day, the system was delivering reports 5 times faster. The client was thrilled and extended the contract. Through this experience, I learned the importance of calm triage, coordinated teamwork, and prioritizing high-impact tasks under pressure. I also built lasting tools, like query monitoring dashboards, that my team continues to use. That challenge reinforced my belief that even tight deadlines can become opportunities to innovate and unite the team, a mindset I'm eager to bring to Accenture projects. Question number 6. Have you ever disagreed with a boss or teammate? What did you do? Show emotional intelligence and professional diplomacy. Summarize the disagreement, explain how you respectfully communicated your viewpoint, and highlight collaboration or compromise. Finally, share the positive outcome and what you learned. Yes, during a UX redesign, my product manager favored a feature that simplified user navigation based on intuition, but my research showed it would confuse 30% of users. Rather than opposing directly, I conducted quick A/B testing with sample users and shared results in a friendly meeting, presenting data that clearly highlighted user confusion. We openly discussed both perspectives and agreed to prototype both versions. After testing, the data-supported design prevailed. The final launch saw a 20% drop in user errors and a measurable boost in engagement, leading to a recognition from the PM for data-backed collaboration. I learned that disagreement, handled with respect and evidence, can strengthen solutions rather than disrupt them. Presenting data, listening to my counterpart's reasoning, and iterating together reinforced trust and led to a better outcome. That experience taught me the value of balanced communication, an essential skill for delivering best-in-class solutions at Accenture. Question number 7. If I asked you to learn a new technology in a month, what would your learning approach be? Show that you're proactive, structured, and results-focused. Outline your learning plan: research, hands-on practice, real-world application, and knowledge sharing. Highlight how you ensure retention and application under tight timelines. If asked to learn a new technology in a month, I'd start by mapping clear objectives, understanding its core concepts, ecosystem, and best practices. First, I'd review official docs and tutorials to build foundational knowledge. Then, I'd dive into a mini project, something practical that mirrors real work, like building a simple app or API. This hands-on experience helps me internalize concepts and uncover areas needing deeper study. I'd use community resources, forums, blogs, and GitHub examples to tackle challenges and speed up learning. As part of the process, I document key takeaways and share them with my team or mentor for feedback and extra insight. Finally, I'd evaluate my results with tests or peer reviews to confirm readiness for production use. This approach, structured learning, applied practice, feedback loops, and validation, ensures I can quickly become competent in a new technology. It's how I kept pace when learning React and Node.js in 6 weeks on a previous project, and I'd bring the same discipline to new tools at Accenture. Question number 8. What are your expectations from seniors? When you join, express your desire for mentorship, guidance, and constructive feedback. Explain that you want seniors to help you understand standards, challenge you to grow, and support your integration into teams and processes. When I join, I hope for seniors to be mentors who guide me through Accenture standards and best practices, whether it's code review processes, client communications, or delivery frameworks. I value constructive feedback, so I can continuously improve and align quickly with team expectations. I'd also appreciate guidance on navigating stakeholder interactions, helping me understand what clients expect and how to present solutions professionally. Learning from their experience, how they approach complex problems or handle project constraints, would accelerate my growth. Moreover, I expect a supportive, collaborative environment where questions are welcomed and knowledge is shared openly. I believe strong leaders don't just lead, they also foster an environment that encourages junior colleagues to take on bigger challenges and own their work. That kind of mentorship and trust is what excites me about working at Accenture, and it's exactly what I hope to experience and contribute to as I grow. Question number 9. Do you prefer working alone or in a team? Show flexibility and self-awareness. Highlight your ability to work independently while thriving in a collaborative setting. Use an example if possible. I'm equally comfortable working alone or as part of a team, and I believe the strongest outcomes come from blending both. When working independently, I focus best on deep work, analyzing requirements, coding modules, or troubleshooting bugs with minimal distractions. For instance, I once spent a focused week solo optimizing our backend cache logic, reducing response times by 35%. But I also thrive in team environments, whether that's pair programming, sprint planning, or stakeholder workshops. I enjoy bouncing ideas off colleagues, aligning features with business needs, and collectively solving problems. In one agile project, I collaborated with UX, QA, and PMs weekly to ensure consistent delivery and quality, leading to a successful launch and a 15% increase in customer satisfaction. I adapt my style depending on project needs. Independent focus when necessary, and team collaboration when broader alignment or innovation is required. Being able to switch between both modes has made me a more effective and reliable contributor, especially in dynamic, consulting-driven environments like Accenture. Now let's explore some common project-related interview questions. Question number 10. Tell me about your final year or most recent project. What technologies did you use? Provide a quick project overview. Purpose, your role. Highlight 3 key technologies with why they were chosen and how they contributed. Keep it structured and concise. In my final year, I led the development of a smart parking system aimed at reducing city congestion. As project lead, I defined architecture and coordinated with 2 teammates. We used Node.js for the backend API, PostgreSQL for data persistence, React for the user dashboard, and deployed the system on AWS with Docker containers for scalability. Node.js allowed us to efficiently handle real-time parking slot availability, while React gave us a responsive interface for users to search and reserve spots. PostgreSQL enabled reliable transactional data storage, and AWS with Docker let us simulate real-world load and perform quick deployments. To complete the stack, we integrated the Google Maps API to provide geolocation and mapping features. This project taught me to select the best fit tools for both user experience and system reliability. It was also my first time deploying a containerized app to the cloud, an experience I'm excited to expand through Accenture's cloud-first projects. Question number 11. What challenges did you face in your project and how did you resolve them? Use STAR. Describe a specific challenge, your actions, and results. Emphasize problem solving, teamwork, and learning. One major challenge was ensuring real-time updates of parking slot availability, as a single delay could cause double bookings. Initially, we used periodic polling from the front end, which led to latency and unnecessary server load. I recognized the issue and introduced WebSocket-based communication, enabling real-time, bidirectional updates between server and client. I restructured the backend to use socket.io and updated the React dashboard to listen for live server events. I also implemented manual test cases and simulated client load to verify performance under peak demands. Real-time updates eliminated polling delays, halved network usage, and provided instant feedback to end users. Working on this challenge taught me the value of real-time protocols and proactive performance tuning. It also strengthened my ability to evaluate initial architecture and pivot quickly. Those problem-solving muscles and technical flexibility are exactly what I'd bring to client engagements at Accenture. Before we continue, I just want to take a moment to thank you for watching this video. You can download a copy of these interview questions and answers in PDF format by clicking on the link below and supporting my channel by making a minimum donation of $3. Your support allows me to keep creating valuable content to help you pass your interview and land your dream job. Thanks for your support and appreciation. Question number 12. How would you apply your knowledge if you joined an Accenture project? Connect your technical strengths with Accenture's type of projects. Show awareness of their methodology, consulting, agile, cloud, and highlight how you'd bring value from day one. If I joined an Accenture project, especially in cloud-native or data-focused work, I'd immediately contribute by assessing existing systems and designing scalable, modular solutions. My experience with Docker, AWS, and container orchestration means I can help define deployment pipelines and reliable infrastructure. I'd also support agile teams through sprint planning, framing user stories, and ensuring features are deliverable within sprints. On the development front, I can apply best practices in API design, React component structure, and database normalization to set the project up for maintainability and performance. I'm also comfortable writing automated tests and embracing CI/CD workflows to reduce bugs and speed delivery. Additionally, I'd leverage my client-facing experience to translate technical matters into business outcomes, helping stakeholders understand the ROI of solutions we implement. Ultimately, I'd bring both technical know-how and a structured delivery mindset to drive fast, high-quality results, aligned with Accenture's standards and client-first focus. Question number 13. Explain any feedback from your mentor that you incorporated into your work. Pick one concrete piece of feedback. Describe how you received it, what changes you made, and the positive impact. Show adaptability and mentorship appreciation. During my recent internship, my mentor told me I needed to improve how I document code and share updates with the team. At first, I prioritized coding over documentation and often sent long, unstructured updates. After the feedback, I introduced a consistent format to my Git commits with detailed messages and linked related Jira tickets. I also started sharing weekly summary emails that outlined progress, blockers, and next steps. The impact was immediate. My teammates found it easier to review my work and understand what I was doing, which reduced miscommunication in our sprint planning sessions. My mentor praised the change, and we included the documentation style in our team's best practices guide. This habit didn't just improve transparency, it also helped me organize my own workflow better. I've carried that lesson forward into every project I've since worked on, and it aligns well with Accenture's emphasis on strong documentation, structured communication, and collaborative teamwork. And finally, here are some common technical interview questions, which include general, coding, and tools. Question number 14. What programming languages and frameworks are you familiar with? Rate your proficiency. List your key languages frameworks and provide clear proficiency levels. For example, advanced intermediate. Provide context by mentioning usage, projects, or scenarios where you applied them. Optionally, mention your openness to learning new tools. I'm most experienced with JavaScript and Python. I'd rate myself as advanced in JavaScript and intermediate to advanced in Python. For web development, I've used React extensively, handling component architecture, state management with Redux, and building end-to-end features in multiple client projects. My backend work includes Node.js, Advanced, and Django, Intermediate, where I've built RESTful APIs, handled authentication, and connected to relational databases. I've also worked with Java, Intermediate, mainly for backend services during an internship, where I used Spring Boot to create microservices and manage dependency injection. I'm comfortable with SQL and database schema design using PostgreSQL. Additionally, I recently explored AWS services like Lambda and S3, which boosted my cloud deployment skills. I'm eager to deepen my knowledge in cloud-native frameworks and enterprise-grade platforms commonly used at Accenture. Overall, my mix of front-end, back-end, and cloud experience enables me to contribute flexibly across full-stack or specialist roles. Question number 15. Write code to find duplicates in an array or string. Explain your approach first, usually using a hash map or set for efficiency. Mention time and space complexity. Show clean, well-commented code that handles duplicates. To find duplicates in an array efficiently, I'll use a hash map, or in Python, a dictionary. Here's how. This runs the big O notation and uses the big O notation space due to the hash map. First, I traverse AR to count occurrences. Then I filter on counts greater than 1. For a string, I'd treat it similarly by iterating over characters. This method scales with input size and avoids excessive nested loops. I've used this hash map technique in projects where deduplication of user IDs or form values was required, and it handled large datasets efficiently. It's easy to adapt if I need to track indices or maintain order, and it forms a solid basis for more complex data operations. Question number 16. Explain OOP concepts: encapsulation, inheritance, polymorphism, abstraction. Define each principle briefly. Provide a clear, concise example showing how it's used in your code. Link it to benefits like maintainability or reuse. Object-oriented programming involves 4 key principles. Encapsulation bundles data and methods inside a class. Example, a user class with private password and public authenticate protects data integrity. Inheritance enables new classes to reuse existing class behavior. For instance, an admin user class that extends user and inherits its properties. Polymorphism allows using a common interface for different types. I've implemented a notification interface with email notification and SMS notification classes so they can be used interchangeably. Abstraction hides implementation details behind interfaces or abstract classes. In a payment module, a payment processor interface abstracts specifics from Stripe or PayPal implementations. These principles helped me write scalable and maintainable code in multiple projects. For example, I built a plugin-based architecture for data parsers using inheritance and polymorphism. This reduced redundancy and made it easy to extend in future. Valuable qualities I'd bring to Accenture's modular, enterprise-level systems. Question number 17. What is the difference between an interface and an abstract class in Java? Contrast usage, implementation, and capabilities. Highlight when to choose each. Provide a simple code scenario for clarity. In Java, an interface defines method signatures only until Java 8+, with no implementation, and supports multiple inheritance. It's used when unrelated classes must conform to a contract, for example, comparable. An abstract class can include method implementations, abstract methods, and instance variables. It supports single inheritance and is best when classes share common behavior or state. For example, if I want multiple payment types, credit card, PayPal, I'd define a payment method interface. But if I have a vehicle base with shared logic like Start Engine, I'd create an abstract vehicle class and extend it in car or truck. So interfaces are ideal for pure contracts, while abstract classes work for shared implementation. In my projects, I've used interfaces for flexible plugin development and abstract classes for layered architectures, an approach well suited to Accenture's reusable and modular software patterns. Question number 18. Explain exception handling in Java. Try, catch, finally, and propagation. Define the try, catch, finally, checked versus unchecked exceptions and how propagation works. Illustrate with an example that includes resource cleanup. In Java, try encloses code that may throw an exception. Catch blocks handle specific exceptions, and finally always runs, even if an exception occurred, making it ideal for resource cleanup. Checked exceptions must be declared or caught. Unchecked, runtime exceptions can propagate. Here's an example. If no exception is thrown, both the read and parse succeed, and finally always prints. If an exception occurs, control jumps to the matching catch, then finally runs. Methods can declare exceptions to let callers handle them. This is propagation. I use this consistently to manage file I/O, database calls, or API interactions, ensuring resources are always released and failures are clearly handled. Principles I'd continue at Accenture. Question number 19. What are ACID properties? Normalized databases to first normal form, second normal form, and third normal form. Define ACID briefly and then outline normalization steps with clarity on each normal form and why they matter. Demonstrate understanding of database design for reliability. ACID stands for atomicity. Transactions are all or nothing. Consistency, database transitions from one valid state to another. Isolation, concurrent transactions don't interfere. And durability, once committed, data is persistent. These properties ensure database reliability and correctness, especially under concurrent access or failure. For normalization, first normal form requires atomic column values and no repeating groups. Each field holds a single value. Second normal form removes partial dependencies by ensuring that non-key columns depend on the full primary key. This typically means separating tables when dealing with composite keys. Third normal form eliminates transitive dependencies. Non-key columns depend only on the primary key and not through another non-key column. Together, ACID and normalization ensure structured, reliable, and scalable data design. In past projects, employing 3NF along with proper transaction handling helped reduce data anomalies and increased maintainability, critical qualities in enterprise systems like those Accenture builds. Question number 20. What are your strengths and weaknesses? Choose one strength tied to the role and one weakness you are actively improving. Explain how you leverage the strength and how you're working on the weakness positively. One of my core strengths is structured problem solving. I excel at breaking down complex technical problems into smaller testable parts, whether optimizing system performance or debugging issues. For example, I reduce backend response time by analyzing slow queries and implementing indexing improvements. My weakness has been taking on too many tasks simultaneously. Early in my career, I volunteered for additional responsibilities to help the team, which occasionally led to task overload. To address this, I now regularly assess task complexity, set realistic priorities, and proactively communicate with my manager when workload spikes. I also use project tracking tools to visualize my commitments and ensure I balance quality with timely delivery. By turning this weakness into a growth opportunity, I've become better at time management without losing enthusiasm for contributing. I believe this self-awareness and continuous improvement mindset is valuable at Accenture. Question number 21. Describe a project where you had to navigate complex stakeholder relationships. How did you manage conflicting priorities? Use the STAR method. Describe a clear situation involving multiple stakeholders. Focus on communication strategies, negotiation, and how you balance priorities. Highlight consensus and measurable outcomes. In a client engagement, product, IT, and operations teams each had different priorities: speed to market, technical debt, and compliance. To keep everyone aligned, I established a cross-functional steering group and led weekly workshops to review upcoming features and impact. I created a shared priority matrix, which ranked tasks across criteria like user value, complexity, and risk. This visual framework allowed stakeholders to negotiate trade-offs transparently. When compliance updates threatened to delay a key user feature, the group collectively agreed to deliver a lightweight compliance patch first and iterate on the feature later. The result was an on-time launch of both compliance and feature improvements, with zero regulatory issues. Stakeholder feedback thanked me for bringing clarity and structure to complex decisions. Managing such priorities through open communication and collaboration is something I'd bring to Accenture's multi-stakeholder environments. Question number 22. Can you walk me through a time when you had to adapt quickly to unexpected changes in a project? Use a star story focusing on your flexibility. Describe the change, how you reassessed plans, reallocated resources, and kept stakeholders informed. Highlight positive outcomes and lessons learned. Midway through a mobile app project, our client changed the API provider, requiring a shift from REST to GraphQL. This impacted both back-end and front-end timelines. After the change was communicated, I led a rapid assessment of affected components, identified refactoring scope, and recalculated sprint deliverables. I reprioritized user stories, created a stub GraphQL layer for front-end development to continue, and updated our CI/CD pipeline. We held daily syncs to stay aligned and resolved questions quickly. Within 2 weeks, we integrated GraphQL successfully without breaking existing features. The app launched on schedule with the new API, and the client was impressed by our agility and communication. This experience reinforced the importance of flexibility, iterative planning, and stakeholder coordination, capabilities I'd use in dynamic and complex Accenture projects. Question number 23. What methodologies or frameworks do you prefer when tackling new consulting or delivery projects? Mention frameworks you've used, like Agile, Scrum, Lean, Design Thinking. Explain why you choose them and how they improve project outcomes. Tie your answer to Accenture's client-centric, iterative approach. I prefer using Agile/Scrum for most delivery projects because it enables iterative development, client feedback loops, and adaptability. I've participated in 2-week sprints with daily stand-ups, sprint planning, and retrospectives to maintain transparency and team alignment. For problem discovery phases, I've applied design thinking, running user workshops, and rapid prototyping to ensure solutions are user-centric and viable. I've also used lean principles to eliminate waste. By automating repetitive tasks like testing and infrastructure provisioning, we saved both time and costs. Combining Agile with Lean allows us to deliver incremental value while optimizing efficiency. In one project, we used design sprints to prototype a new feature in a single week, then moved to Agile delivery, enabling early user validation and faster ROI. This structured, client-inclusive, and efficient approach aligns well with Accenture's delivery model and ensures we are solving real problems effectively. And finally, here's the last question. Question number 24. Are you okay with non-standard schedules, shift work, on-site assignments, or irregular rest days if the project requires it? Express flexibility and a client-first mindset without undermining work-life balance. Emphasize your professionalism and readiness to meet client needs when required. Absolutely. I understand that client projects, especially those with tight timelines or global teams, may require non-standard schedules, on-site assignments, or irregular hours. In previous roles, I've accommodated early kickoff calls for APAC teams and adjusted my schedule during critical launches, ensuring seamless coordination across time zones. I manage this by proactively planning my calendar, communicating availability clearly, and staying flexible. At the same time, I maintain personal downtime to ensure consistent energy and performance. I've found that this balance not only helps deliver higher quality work, but also builds trust with clients. I believe meeting client needs with that kind of adaptability is essential in consulting. I'm happy to contribute in whatever capacity is required and view schedule flexibility as part of delivering outstanding service, something I'm eager to bring to Accenture. If you want to learn more on how to land jobs and reach your career goals, don't forget to hit that subscribe and bell notification button to get new videos every single week. Also, don't forget to hit that like button because that motivates me to keep doing what I do. Stay safe, keep smiling, and good luck.